What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a tease that was going on Twitter over a Dead Space remaster and if it's real. So, kind of jumbled up title, but, I do find this very, very interesting, okay? This was basically a Twitter conversation between two people that are industry insiders, that you would consider industry insiders, and they were teasing each other back and forth about a Dead Space, technically, Dead Space remaster or Dead Space 4, like a new Dead Space game. And, the conversation kind of ends with it being like, well, I was just kind of joking around, but am I really? Something along those lines. And we'll go through all of the Twitter conversations. And I'm going to take this from Screen Rant, too, so I want to give them credit. I will disagree with them towards the very end of their article, but for the most part, they're doing the journalism of finding this stuff and breaking it down. So I'll read you guys the tweets in just a second. Make sure if you guys haven't already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. Give this video a like, definitely helps the video out. If you haven't followed me over on Twitter yet, Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. I've been promoting it recently. We've been getting a lot of followers over the last week or two. Really, really happy about that. Going to be a very important place to follow me in terms of the E3 coverage, the Summer Game Fest coverage. So make sure you guys are following me over there. Okay, so this comes from Nick Baker, who's that Shepshel Nick, and Jez Corden. And these are two people that are pretty darn reliable. Not always, but pretty reliable. And again, it's up to you to decide. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it with a grain of pepper, whatever you really want to do. I kind of believe it. I'll be flat out honest. I kind of believe it. So Nick started, he said, the more I've been thinking about it, the more I think Dead Space has a chance of coming back in some way, whether via remasters or a sequel, or hopefully both. And then Jez said that, and then that is lowercase. Everything else is uppercase. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it, Nick? If it was actually happening, maybe, that would be pretty cool. And then his co-host actually did the Michael Scott This Is Real gift to that. And then someone said, you said cool too many times now. When you got this type of celebrity influence, you shouldn't do us like this. And that was just, I believe, some random person. He said, LOL, I'm just screwing with Nick. Or am I? And so he ends it on the or am I. So again, you can if you want to say I'm reaching, if you want to say I'm trying to make a big deal out of something small, go ahead. I do recognize that it's possible that this is flat out, they're just messing with each other and there is no Dead Space remaster coming. So again, you can claim these things of me. It's just that I'm not as serious in this way as some people may take it. But here's the deal. I do believe we're going to get a Dead Space remaster. I've been, the last 2 years, I've made even videos talking about it, that I truly do believe we're going to get it one day. And then leading into Mass Effect Legendary Edition, we talked about it. In fact, as soon as Legendary Edition came out, the day or two later, I made a video specifically on, will Dead Space be next? Will that be the next game franchise that gets a remaster? And even in that video, I said, I don't know or think if it's going to get a remaster for the purposes of a brand new game, right? Again, you look at why do you do remasters for games? Why do you do remakes for games? And sometimes it's just literally, I guess, fan service, right? Why did Bluepoint and Sony do Shadow of the Colossus? They kind of just did it just to do it, right? You could say that for a couple different things. Why did you do a Mass Effect remaster? Couple reasons. Number one, I would say fan service. Give people what they want. They loved Mass Effect 1 through 3, not really Andromeda, and so give them it upgraded to current times. Not all the way, obviously that would it would be considered a remake, right? But give them that. But there's that secondary reason, and maybe you can consider that the bigger reason. It's up to you. The next Mass Effect game, right? Get people ready for the whatever it's called, the new Mass Effect game. So, do you do that for Dead Space? Well, Dead Space, I don't know if you do it because you're going to make a brand new Dead Space game. They closed Visceral, so Visceral's gone. So if they ever did do a new Dead Space game, somebody else would have to do it. Same thing for if you remastered it. I don't necessarily know who does it. Does EA find a studio? Do they give it to a studio that they already have? What exactly happens? We don't know, okay? So I've been very open and aware of all of those things. It's just, and now, again, I think Screen Rant did a really good job here. After they showed all these tweets, they did go on to say that they believe it's just playful talk, that it's not going to happen. They said it's unlikely EA would have made any progress on a Dead Space remaster so soon after it was able to remaster Mass Effect. Now, I'll disagree there because I don't really think that makes sense. I've always said, well, there's a couple ways you can do it, but Mass Effect, like remastering Mass Effect, they could have in the background been doing it for other franchises too. Like, I think people kind of forget that that's a possibility. Now, could I be wrong, and could that not have been happening? Oh, absolutely. And I'm not even saying that did happen, but I think that is one possible thing that could have been happening. You know what I mean? They do Mass Effect. That's their newest. That's the one that comes out soonest, right? Because it's already out. But that's the one that was like first in line to do this. So that's the one that they kind of led with, okay? And the game comes out. That doesn't mean in the background they're not doing other franchises that they're waiting to announce those ones, okay? That's one thing. Another thing could have been, well, maybe they had Dead Space in mind, and they were waiting to see about Mass Effect. And then when Mass Effect did well, they said, okay, green light, Dead Space, like, we're ready to go. And that could have already happened. It's been, it hasn't been a month, but it's been close to a month since Legendary Edition came out. That decision, I think, would be, I really do. If they were already thinking about doing Dead Space, let's say, and again, I don't know if they were, I'm just saying this is a possibility. If they were thinking about doing Dead Space, and they were like, okay, but let's wait and see, how does Mass Effect do? Mass Effect comes out, it does really well. They say, okay, greenlight it. They can do that within a week, within 2 weeks, within 3 weeks, and then these insiders would know that, okay? So that's another possibility. The third possibility, and these are all, I guess, pro Dead Space, like pro it happening, okay? Third possibility is they're considering other projects, but they aren't. Like, it's more like a prove it situation where, like, well, Mass Effect needs to do well in order for us to get any of these off the ground, and then that happened, and then they go forward with it. So I think it's maybe I'm tainted, or maybe it's kind of a biased thing because I've been kind of on this bandwagon for like 2 years making videos on Dead Space, thinking that it can come back. But I really, now that it's these two talking about it, I think even if you just take that, again, very first tweet was the whole, I think, the more I think about it, the more I think Dead Space has a chance of coming back in some way via remasters or a sequel, or hopefully both. Now, that's just his opinion, but I mean, why would you just say that? Like, why would you just think that? And I guess that's why the one person was saying, like, you guys have a lot of power. You know things in the industry. You can't. It's not really fair to tease us like this. And I would agree. By the way, if they are just messing around, but they didn't really make that known, and they are like kind of teasing it, kind of not, and then it turns out like they were just messing around, I don't really think. It's hard. I hate policing thought. I hate policing words. But I mean, when you have that kind of power, when you're literally known as being an insider, and then you're teasing in a funny way a game that hasn't happened and all that stuff, you're getting people worked up for nothing. That's not exactly fair to the people following you. So, and that's and again, I'm not necessarily against them doing it because I don't like to police people's words on Twitter or anywhere really. But that's just something to throw in there. So I do think it's happening. Whether or not these guys are hinting at it or not, in a way I don't actually care, because I do believe if they haven't started a remaster of Dead Space, then they have, or then they're going to. Or they've already been working on it behind closed doors. Now, am I saying it's going to release tomorrow? No, but could it release like next year? I really think it's possible. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think these guys are just messing around? Do you think that they're hinting at it? Regardless of that, do you think a Dead Space remaster is happening, at all? Let me know. As always, make sure, again, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. We just hit 51K. Thank you so much for that. We're gaining traction very, very quickly, and it's really awesome to see you guys supporting the channel. So again, hit the like button, definitely helps the video out. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, podcastnow15 is my Twitter handle. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.